Thank you so much, Mr. Chair of this session, Right Honorable Speakers, Deputy Speakers, Presiding Officers, and all of us in attendance. I am very humbled and honored to be given this opportunity to say a word of thanks for the work and the effort you have put into bestowing me this position. Thank you so much. Now, the chair didn't tell me how many minutes, but he said short, so I'll try to keep it short. I'd like to say it was a long marathon and it was a tedious one, but we worked throughout all that together. So I really appreciate the efforts that you have put into this fight, all of you, Right Honorable Speakers, and you gave specific instructions to all the members of parliament who were attending the Angola conference to elect Tanzania, to elect me as president of IPU. So I stand before you to appreciate your confidence and your trust in me. Thank you so much. That said, since I'm not intending to take much of your time, I really appreciate. I wish there were better words to use, but I do appreciate. And I would like to say two things. One is that the commitment that I made during the campaign, I will stand by it. I will try as much as possible to serve the world to be a better place. But also I will be a mouthpiece for Africa issues. Why do I say that? We have heard what the president said this morning. It's very important as Africa to tell the story ourselves than expecting somebody else to understand us before we have said. Let us speak, and whenever I'm given a chance, I will make sure I speak what we think is right. And what we think is right, like the president said in the morning, we shall do that by action. I think people understand better through actions than through words. So where I will be required to act, I will, with your guidance, of course. But where I will be required to speak, I will speak. Now, when I say with your guidance, it is because this position was meant for Africa. And now an African has become a president. Now the presidency belongs to Africa. So it's for all of us to make sure this works. And so I will really rely on your guidance, your advice, but also your leadership. I'm not in this alone. That's why we fought together. Now, because I said I will try to make this short, I would want to say one thing which I would like all of us to take back, keep reflecting, and maybe in the course of my tenure, we will be able, as Africa, to reach a point where we will be able to make decisions when we have to in the region and not really depend on other people to come decide for us what we want. I'm saying that in the context of Africa had offered 4 fine daughters to run for this presidency. It could have been anybody, but I am coming back to this point because it is true. All the 4 candidates were capable of being presidents of IPU. But once decisions were made at some quarters, and those decisions were not respected, it doesn't reflect well on us as Africa. So we have to reach a point where, like, we can sit together here as brothers and sisters. We should reach a point of saying, this position is only for this many months, is only for these many years. We can leave one to do that, and let's field another one for another position. Because when we create antagonism in the name of democracy in Africa, it's not going to work all the time in our favor. And that said, Africa, we must unite. We should speak as one, and we should learn to make decisions and respect them. It's not funny, and it doesn't serve any good for other people elsewhere to decide who we think will serve us better in a particular position. So I believe my elders, my sisters, my brothers, you're here. As we caucus in our sub-regions, we have to try to show that we can actually talk, to show that we can actually decide, and to show that we can actually stand united. If we all the time pull each other's necks, I don't think we will reach where we want to go. But much as that is over, there are lessons we have learned. And this is one of the lessons we have learned. We have to reach a point as Africa to make decisions, stand by those decisions, irrespective of what others outside Africa think. And I think that way we will move faster. And we are the leaders of parliaments. I believe the same spirit, we can take it to our governments. We are the advisors of the governments. And I believe as Africa, we stand a better chance to do well, considering the numbers that we have, the statistics that we have, the demographies that we have. I believe we are going to do a lot in the world. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, for the opportunity. And I look forward to visiting maybe not all the countries, but in your regions. Once you hear that I'm coming, please cross the border. Let's meet. Let's make this presidency work. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you so much for working so hard and making sure I win. And Uganda, because this speech is being given here in Uganda, I would like to particularly appreciate the fact that you sent an entire team to just come work for this. And I am now a proud African president to serve you, to serve the world. Thank you so much.
Dr. Tulia, you have spoken. There is no doubt we see presidency in you. Again, hands for her.
Mabinti na hao
ni salama na Samia.